Hello friends, welcome to the today's session. Myself Savita Patil, Assistant Professor, Government Degree College, Kamalapur. In my today's class, in my previous class we have discussed regarding the theoretical aspects of the determination of the residential status. Today's class we shall discuss how the important problems can be solved under the head residential status. Now we shall solve the problem. Let us see the problem. This is the problem I have taken from the CSR limit, that is problem exercise number 20. From the following particulars of Mr. Nandan, compute the gross total income if he is resident, not ordinary resident and non-resident. Income from business in Calcutta managed from USA 50,000. Next will be the dividend from a foreign company received in England and deposited in bank there, rupees 10,000. Income from house property in India received in UK, rupees 1,000. Then income from business in Mysore controlled from Japan, 5,000. Income from speculation business in Iran controlled from Bangalore, rupees 40,000. Salary received in Pakistan for services rendered in India, rupees 15,000. Past untaxed foreign income brought into India, rupees 8,000. This was the given information. By this we have to solve the problems. Now we have to solve the problem. Now I will explain you what are the various information given, how we have to take. Number one, that is income from business in Calcutta managed from USA. See here, where we have first what they have given, income from business in Calcutta. Nodi vidyarthigale, income ellide that we have to understand. That is income from business in Calcutta. Calcutta there in India. Okay, that may be managed where it may be. That may be the USA somewhere. So it is liable to tax for all the three. That is 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. Okay. Then next. Dividend from a foreign company received in England and deposited in bank there. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, dividend from a foreign company. Remember it, dividend from Indian company is exempted from the tax under section 10 subsection 34, whereas dividend from any foreign company is liable to tax. What they have given, dividend from a foreign company received in England, means where it is received in outside, and deposited in bank there, it is deposited also there only. That is why it is liable to tax for the resident only. That is 10,000 rupees. Second and third will be dash. Vidyarthi students, if it is dividend from a foreign company received in somewhere in India, if it is given like that, then it will be liable to tax for all the three. 1, 2, 3. But in this problem, what they have given, dividend from a foreign company received in England, received outside and deposited in bank there. That is why it is liable to tax for the only resident. Not non-resident and non-resident, it will be not liable to tax. And next, income from house property in India. See, we have to understand carefully what they have given. Income from house property in India. Where is the house property situated? It is situated in India. And next what they have given, received in UK. Understand here properly, the income from house property, it is there in India. That is why here only we have to understand, if it is there in India, then it is liable to tax for all the three. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. I think it is clear. The next, income from business in Mysore, controlled from Japan. It is controlled from whosoever may be. But the first point, first bit, what they have given, income from business in Mysore. So it is there in India, then that will be liable for tax for all the three. If it is there in India, the control from wherever, whatever may be the case, that is none of our business. Just we have to understand, if it's situated in India, then it is liable to tax for all the three, resident, not non-resident and the non-resident. That is 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Then next, income from speculation business in Iran. Where it is? Iran. but controlled from Bangalore. Means what it is? Controlled from India. I explained in theoretical aspects, that is income from business. Thus business will be, if it is controlled from the India, that is Bangalore, then it will be liable to tax for the resident and not ordinary resident, whereas it is not taxable for the non-resident. Okay. The next will be the salary received in Pakistan for services rendered in India. See here, wherever we may receive the salary, but the services are rendered for the India, so it is liable to for tax for the all the three: resident, not non-resident, and non-resident. Then last bit is given, that is a past untaxed profit brought to India, that is not liable to tax. That is why I have not included in this problem. Hope I think you have understood each and every point explained to you very neatly, that is how we have to tax for the resident and not non-resident and the non-resident. Okay. The next we shall see another problem. Another problem, that is, this is the problem from CS Alimet, exercise number 22. A small problem and very interesting problem. Now let us see. From the following particulars of Mr. Ramesh for the assessment year 2019-20, compute the gross total income if he is a resident, not resident and the not non-resident and the non-resident. First, income from agriculture in Pakistan 40,000, salary received in India but services rendered in Iraq 20,000, income from business in India 30,000, dividend from domestic company 5,000, income from business in London but controlled from India, and in bracket they have given 1/3 received in India 30,000, income earned and received in Japan and the amount were deposited there 10,000, past untaxed foreign income brought into India during the previous year 15,000. This is what the information they have given. Now let us see how to solve this problem. First thing, income from agriculture in Pakistan. See, if it is given in India, then it will be exempted from the tax. That is what they have given, income from agriculture in Pakistan. It is outside India. That is why it is liable to tax for the resident only, that is 40,000, and it is not liable to tax for the not non-resident and the non-resident because it is outside India. Then next, income from business in India. If the income from business in India, so that is if it is there in India, then it will be liable to tax for all the three: resident, not ordinary resident and the non-resident. Then the salary received in India but the services rendered in Iraq. What? See here, if it is received in India, wherever we may services render, then it will be liable to tax for all the three: 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. Then next will be the dividend from domestic company dash dash dash, because dividend from domestic company will be exempted from the tax under section 10 subsection 34. If any dividend from the foreign company, then it will be liable to tax. Okay. Then next, income from business in London but controlled from India. Okay. And next, what is given? 1/3 received in India. So it is 30,000 will be liable to tax for the resident and the not ordinary resident, whereas we have to consider 1/3 received in India, 10,000 will be for the non-resident. Okay. The next, income earned and received in Japan and the amount was deposited there. Where it is, the income is received outside India, that is in Japan. That is why it is liable to tax for the resident. It is not liable to tax for the not non-resident and the non-resident. Then the past untaxed foreign income brought into India during the previous year 15,000. Whatever may the past earned income, if it is brought into India, then it is not liable to tax. That is why it is not taxable, not taxable, not taxable. In this way, we have to solve the problems. First, we have to understand the problem, and we have to understand how the incidence of the tax will be done and what are the bases. In my theoretical aspects, I have given you what are the basic conditions and the additional conditions the assessee has to fulfill to become a resident, not non-resident and the non-resident. Based on that, we have to compute the tax for the residential status. I think In my today's class, you understood how the problems are solved for the determination of the tax liability for the resident and the not resident and the non-resident. Hope you have understood. In my next class, we shall discuss some more problems. Thank you.